Hey, and welcome into the Big Ten Huddle, where we talk every Big Ten team. Can't wait to get into this episode with you, as we have a ton to discuss. We're going to talk some trash talk about Big Ten programs that are hurting right now in the transfer portal. It's not exactly trash talk, but we're going to address it. We're going to talk about the five teams that are most going to talk about Brook's Barnhizer and what in the world happened with that whole situation yesterday, and then finish it up with Oregon's new two-guard TK Simpkins. But enough of that. Let's get into this. Let's turn the graphic over. There we go. The NCAA transfer portal has turned college basketball into a free agent frenzy, and the Big Ten is no exception. Rosters are shifting, coaches are scrambling, and the fans are holding their breath. While some teams are thriving in the chaos, others are struggling to keep up. While we're here we're going to get into the five Big Ten teams that are hurting the most in the portal right now, so you can get insight into the teams that are doing well, the teams that you love to hate and kind of brag about how they're not doing so well. The Big Ten Huddle is your reliable source for all things Big Ten. For us to talk about your team and the others in the conference, you can actually think for yourself, not just be a Twitter loser who sees a narrative and runs with it, right? By listening to us, you actually know what you're talking about, what's going on, so you can tell your friends these programs are who are losing or hurting in the portal, battling everything that's going on right now. The gains are feeling underwhelming for these teams, and the inactivity is downright deafening. Let's break it down, starting at number 5 and working our way to the team in the deepest trouble. Number 5 is actually Illinois, because right now it's a slow burn, but it's not a crisis. Okay, Illinois fans, it's not a crisis. Illinois lands at number 5, not because they're in dire straits, but because their portal performance looks shaky on paper. Illinois actually has the last or second to last worst class, and according to On3 in the Big Ten right now. The Fighting Illini have historically leaned on a mix of recruiting and transfers, but here lately under Underwood, they have been banking more on international talent and prospects rather than portal pickups. They've got their eyes on Will Riley to possibly return, but they're keeping their eyes open as they've been in talks with North Carolina transfer Ian Jackson, a flashy Monte Ellis, J.R. Smith type of guard who could bring some swagger to Champaign, but so far, no big commitments have materialized. Big Z, I guess you could say big commitment, right? But here's the thing. I'm not overly worried. In fact, I'm not really worried about Illinois at all. Around this time last year, Illinois was just nabbing their second portal guy, and they still turned out just fine. They've got Big Z and David Merkovich anchoring this class so far, and Merkovich technically doesn't even count for the portal because he's a foreign prospect, but the Illini just need to keep adding depth, focus on retention next year after losing some key contributors. Coach Brad Underwood is playing the long game, blending Euro imports with selective portal moves. It's not panic mode at all, but the clock's ticking to run out on this roster if they don't get it completely put together. For now, they're hurting, but in the portal, they still need to add Sarr, Riley, and possibly more inside or outside of the portal. Number 4 is Rutgers. They're with one piece too many holes in this situation, as the Scarlet Knights have locked in their first and so far only transfer commit in Darren Buchanan, a 6'7" forward out of George Washington. Buchanan's a physical, gritty player who fits head coach Steve Pikiell's mold perfectly. He rebounds, defends, and brings toughness, qualities Rutgers desperately needs after last season's struggles. With only 4 players returning, including Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey moving on to the NBA, Buchanan could step up as a leader on this young squad. But here's the rub. One guy isn't enough. Buchanan's coming off an injury-plagued year, which might have scared some bigger programs off and dropped his stock a little bit. But overall, this is a win for Rutgers culture. It's a win for Rutgers, the team. But it doesn't change the fact that their portal haul is painfully thin at this point. They need at least 4 more transfers to flesh out the roster, especially after failing to support Harper and Bailey last year, which exposed their depth issues. Pikiell's slow start into the portal feels like a missed opportunity in the conference where balance is everything. Buchanan's a start, but Rutgers is lagging behind at this point, and the pressure's mounting to avoid another uneven season. At number 3, we have another program. It is Penn State. Penn State slides in at number 3, and man, are they feeling the portal blues. Get it? Portal blue. Okay. All right. Bad joke. I get it. Under Mike Rhodes, the Nittany Lions are hurting for backcourt depth to help with 6 scholarship spots open right now. A golden opportunity to reload. But so far, it's been crickets. It's been crickets. Their top talent, their top target talent in the portal is Chattanooga's Honor Huff, a sharp shooting guard who could have lit up Happy Valley, but he cut Penn State from his list after a Zoom call with the staff. That's a gut punch. Huff was the perfect fit to boost their scoring punch, and losing him stings. They're still in the mix for other guards like Isaiah Pasha and from Delaware. He's a Pennsylvania kid with Penn State in his top 3, and Texas Tech, but Texas Tech looks like the front runner at this point. Jeremiah Williams from Rutgers, a Big Ten vet with defensive chops, and Makai Mason from Washington, who, I mean, I can see why they want him. He torched Penn State last year. But competition's fierce. Schools like USC, Maryland, Wake Forest are circling some of these prospects as well. And Rhodes is staying active, and with more players expected to hit the portal with more players expected to hit the portal, he still has time, but he's missing out. If he misses out on Huff, it time for this Nittany Lions program. Penn State's hurting because they can't seal the deal in a guard-heavy Big Ten. That's a problem. And another problem is number 2, USC, who takes that spot. And wow, what a mess it's been for the new head coach, Eric Musselman. Walked into a roster overhaul, and the transfer portal has been a roller coaster of highs and lows. On the plus side, they have added Jake McCoffey, Amarion Dickerson, and Keaton Jones. Solid, if unspectacular transfers. But the losses are flip-flops and are pulling up for them right now. 4 scholarship players have bolted, including star Wesley Yates, their second leading scorer last year. Then there's Georgetown center Drew Fielder, who committed to USC only to sign with Boise State days later. Add in 4-star guard LZ Harrington, decommitting from the 2025 class. I know that's not technically portal, but still, it's not great. Plus, uncertainty around the key returners like Desmond Claude and St. Thomas, if they're going to be able to come back or not. And you've got a program in flux. If Claude and Thomas don't come back, USC could be filling 9 of 15 scholarship spots. Musselman's flipping the roster fast once again, which isn't impossible, but the decommitments and instability scream trouble right now for USC with freshman Aliha Arenas, I think that's Gilbert Arenas' son, and Jerry Easter incoming. There's potential, but right now the Trojans are in a jumbled puzzle, missing too many pieces. And another team that's missing pieces is number 1, the team hurting the most in the Big Ten, according to the transfer portal, is Michigan State. The Spartans are in a tailspin, and the portal's exposing their cracks. They've yet to land a single transfer. They could land one today, maybe tomorrow, but losing Trey Holloman, a vocal leader, feels like a dagger. This vibes like Purdue. This kind of vibes like Purdue's portal woes from last year, except Michigan State doesn't have the talent to weather it. They're going to need someone to replace Jace Richardson. Without him, I really don't know where Michigan State goes with their scoring from here. Now with Fears, Cooper, and Kohler, who I really like Kohler in the fold, plus 2 freshmen, there's a core, but like I said, who's scoring? Who's stepping up? The Spartans' sleepiness is deafening. The program feels like it's teetering back toward the 8 to 10 seed days, maybe even worse if they can't get this figured out, scrapping just to make the tournament. Before Richardson arrived, I hate to say it, but there's a sinking feeling here. If they don't add firepower soon, I could see Tom Izzo possibly pulling a Tony Bennett and retiring at the worst possible time. I'm not predicting it. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just tossing it out there. Michigan State's direction looks murky at this point, and their portal inactivity is the loudest alarm bell in the Big Ten to me. The transfer portal is a beast. These 5 Big Ten teams are feeling the heat. Illinois playing it cool. Rutgers stuck in neutral. Penn State, they're missing their shots, and USC's in the chaos of losing kids, and Michigan State is asleep at the wheel. The season's still months away. Obviously, we just ended the previous season, but the portal madness every day counts. Who's going to turn it around? We'll see. But for now, there are teams hurting the most, and I would appreciate it if you please do like and subscribe, do all that good stuff. We're going to be right back. Take a quick break to hear about CB analytics, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about Brooks Barnhizer. Stay with us. CBB Analytics isn't just another stat site, it's your ultimate destination for in-depth college basketball analysis used by fans and even the coaches. It has comprehensive stats for men's and women's basketball across Division 1 through 3, dating all the way back to 2018. From shooting percentage to game recap, CBB Analytics has it all. Try CBB Analytics for free or pay for a tier to take your basketball knowledge to the next level. Back here on the Big Ten Huddle. Appreciate you being here. Use code HUDDLE on cbbanalytics.com for $30 off. That's your first month free. Again, that is code HUDDLE, 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 Big Ten Huddle, HUDDLE, HUDDLE for $30 off. That is your first month free. All right, all day yesterday, Big Ten basketball Twitter was buzzing as ESPN's Jonathan Givony, the Draft Express guru, dropped a bombshell tweet. Northwestern star Brooks Barnhizer. I got it. All right, here it is. The bombshell tweet. Northwestern star Brooks Barnhizer would enter the transfer portal if he received a medical redshirt waiver for his freshman year. Then poof, it's gone, deleted, out of here. Givony deleted the tweet, leaving fans, analysts, armchair DMs scrambling to put answers together. Was it a premature leak, a misfire? Did someone get cold feet? I'm going to talk about it, break it down for you a little bit, and we'll see where it goes from here because this is a pretty crazy situation. The plot did thicken when the publisher Louis I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Publisher of WildcatReport.com claimed with a trusted source tells me this is not true. Thank you, basketball gods. So he's obviously in the camp there that's not true. So what's the deal? Let's unpack the roller coaster of a day. Barnhizer's freshman year at Northwestern in 2021-2022 saw him play only 11 games. Not a ton, but enough to burn a standard redshirt under the old rules. The NCAA's threshold of a medical redshirt recently shifted to 10 games. You can play 10 games and still have a red shirt, giving Northwestern fans a flicker of hope. If the waiver clears, Barnhizer could reclaim that year of eligibility and return for a fifth season. He only played 11 games as a freshman, so it should be a slam dunk, right? We talked about this before, and I said there was a chance, but nothing I would rely heavily on if I were Northwestern or the team trying to get him, Purdue. Purdue fans seem optimistic, but Northwestern fans seem confident he'd return to Evanston if the waiver goes through. After all, he's been a cornerstone of Chris Collins, evolving from a role player to an all Big Ten star before his season-ending injury last year. But here's where it gets juicy. Givony's now deleted tweet didn't just hint at a waiver, it also suggested Barnhizer might bolt to the transfer portal to test the waters. The waiver is still up in the air, and while Barnhizer's heart might lean towards staying at Northwestern, he has to be curious about his market value. Enter in Purdue. Purdue, obviously, in West Lafayette. Well, Barnhizer is a West Lafayette, or a Lafayette, Indiana native, born just minutes away from Mackey Arena. He's been in talks with Matt Painter's staff, or at least his representation has, because that's how people get around tampering nowadays, right? For Purdue fans, this is very exciting. A hometown kid, proven Big Ten talent, and a perfect fit for a roster need that they have. But there's no signature on the dotted line yet. I wouldn't get my hopes up if I'm wearing gold and black until it's official. So why did Givony yank the tweet? Well, to me, there are three possible reasons why Givony would have put the tweet up and yanked it down, or somebody who runs his social media for him put the tweet up and then yanked it down. Which, by the way, if you run the social media for Givony, you're probably fired after yesterday. No, probably not. Anyway, just kidding. Number one, the waiver hasn't been approved yet, and jumping the gun could jeopardize Barnhizer's case. NCAA bureaucracy loves its secrecy. Number two, Barnhizer hasn't fully committed to the and someone, maybe in his camp, maybe Northwestern, asked for a retraction of the tweet. Number 3, it was just sloppy reporting, sloppy social media work by whoever is running a social media for him, right? Though Giovanni's track record makes this less likely, we never know what's going on behind the scenes. Without independent confirmation, everyone else is piggybacking off the original tweet. We're left guessing. Vacher's pushback adds intrigue as well. If his trusted source inside Northwestern's program, or is it just wishful thinking, like a Wildcat loyalist? Like, I think some people need to understand not all sources are created equal, right? For Northwestern fans, losing Barnhizer to Purdue would sting. Imagine your star crossing enemy lines to a rival, Big Ten rival, conference rival, just 90 miles away. But Barnhizer's injury derailed, but most of them haven't really expected him back anyway because of Barnhizer's injury derailing his senior year, and with a load of freshman class coming in, plus the portal still is open for a big man for them. Northwestern seems poised to be able to pivot from this, kind of like Coleman Hawkins last year at Illinois, how he was going through the draft process and they needed to move on and they couldn't wait for him to get through all of that with his departure. But the Illini adapted because of the timeline and having to fill the roster. Purdue fans, meanwhile, are dreaming of Barnhizer slotting into the Painter system as their starting 3. He's from Lafayette, his dad played at Purdue, and the Boilermakers need a wing that can defend and rebound. Check, check, check. But loyalty to Northwestern, where he's spent 4 years under Collins, could keep him put as well. If he does hit the portal, Purdue's not the only school that'll come calling. His stat line of 17.1 points, 8.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists in last season screams of an impact transfer. Until he signs, this feels like a coin toss to me. As of now, it's a standoff, no waiver approval, no portal entry, no Purdue commitment, just rumors, deleted tweets, and deleted articles as well on certain websites. Barnhizer might want to see what's out there, but he's not gone yet. Northwestern fans cling to the waiver, Purdue fans pray for a homecoming. Me, I'm convinced he's probably leaving. I'm convinced. I'm not going to be convinced he's leaving Evanston until I see ink on paper. If I had to pick who this is good for, I'd probably say Purdue. But we'll see. The next few days, maybe hours, could clarify everything for us. If there are any updates, I'll make sure to post them in the comments. Just make a new video, something like that. You guys will hear from me, but let's just act like it didn't happen for Purdue fans. Let's act like it did happen for Purdue fans for a sec. If Brooks Barnhizer is in Purdue's starting lineup, they have a national championship contender, no doubt in my mind. They would have Braden Smith at point guard, Fletcher Lawyer, Brooks Barnhizer, Trey Coffin, and Oscar Clough or Daniel Jacobson, whoever starts there at the 4. If Barnhizer lands at Purdue, he'd be a grand slam addition to this group. At 6'6", he's mobile, versatile wing who can toggle between the 3 and the 4, bringing in a hard-nosed edge Painter covets. His defense and rebounding would be huge for this team. Purdue's wing defense took a hit. Post-Edey era, Barnhizer fills the void. He's an all-conference level defender, lengthy, tenacious, perfect for guarding multiple positions. His aggressive rebounding, 8.8 per game last year, complements Trey Coffin and Clough, giving Purdue a trio that can dominate on the glass. He's not a high flyer like Cam Heide, but his motor and position are elite. Personally, I think the whole Cam Heide high flyer, he's going to be a great star, was bogus anyway. I don't think you need that out of your 3 position for Purdue. You need a good defender, good rebounder. Additionally, he adds offense and facilitation to take the load off of Braden Smith's shoulders. Barnhizer is a Swiss Army knife, ball handling, facilitating, scoring when needed on the offensive end. With Smith running the show, a lower usage rate when he was with Boo Buie made him more efficient. That being Barnhizer, he can go get a bucket in a pinch. 36.4% from 3 shooting when he was with Boo Buie suggests he'd thrive off Purdue's spacing. Plus, Smith looked worn down at times this last year. Barnhizer could be a complement to take some of the load off of Smith. Plus, he fits with Smith and Trey Coffin, right? Smith's playmaking and Coffin inside out game, they pair beautifully with Barnhizer's versatility. He'd swing to the 4 when Clough resets, keeping rebounding strong, but he and Smith benefit from shared ball handling duties. Less pressure, more efficiency for both of them, I believe. Painter builds around stars. Barnhizer's experience led supporting roles makes him the ultimate complement. Barnhizer's a do everything profile makes him a starter or a killer six man at the very least, kind of like a Travion Williams was for Purdue before. His toughness, tons of experience, elevates the lineup's ceiling. Ultimately for Purdue, Barnhizer's a perfect fit as he has the length, defense, and versatility Purdue craves. If he joins, they're a Big Ten contender for sure. They're a national championship contender as well. If not, Purdue does have other options as well. The Virginia transfer wing, Elijah Saunders, or the EuroLeague combo guard, Omer Mayer, I believe is how you say it, to keep them afloat. Either way, Painter's cooking, and we're going to take another commercial break and then come back and talk about a Big Ten team in the national. We're going to talk about a Big Ten team that just got a national prospect out of the transfer portal. It's the Ducks. We're going to talk about it. Homefield is your go-to destination for premium collegiate apparel with a passion for comfort and a flair for vintage design. Homefield brings you gear that is comfortable and stylish. With over 150 colleges to choose from, Homefield digs deep into the archives, uncovering forgotten logos, iconic mascots, and legendary moments to create one-of-a-kind apparel. Use my code TBTH for 15% off for new customers, or use my link in the description. And we're back. Shop Homefield, link in the description. Moving on to the Oregon Ducks. Yesterday, fans got a jolt of excitement. The Ducks fans did, with T.K. Simpkins, a 6'4" junior guard from Elon, announced his commitment to join Dana Altman's squad in Eugene. It's a move that promises to reshape the Ducks' backcourt, elevate their ambitions in the Big Ten, but who is T.K. Simpkins, and how does his game fit into Oregon's plans? Let's talk about it. T.K. Simpkins arrived in Oregon after a breakout season last year with the Elon Phoenix, where he started 24 of 27 games and posted an impressive stat line: 16.4 points, 3.1 rebounds, 2.6 assists, and 1.1 steals per game. His shooting efficiency stood out: 42% from the field and a sharp 37% from beyond the arc on 158 attempts. Simpkins isn't just a scorer, he's a versatile guard who can create his own shot, stretch the floor, and make plays for others. At Elon, he was the second team Colonial Athletic Conference, the CAC performer, and would regularly take over games for Dana Altman. Simpkins is the kind of player he's built his program around for years. Altman's teams thrive on guard play, quick, skilled ball handlers who can score in bunches and adapt to multiple roles. Simpkins fits the mold perfectly. His ability to shoot off the dribble, knock down, catch and shoot threes gives Altman a weapon to exploit defenses. At Elon, Simpkins showed he can handle pressure, often serving as the primary option in crunch time. That is music to Altman's ears. A coach who's never shied away from leaning into the transfer portal to reload his roster long before the portal became the norm. But it was really, but what I really love is to think about Simpkins lining up next to Jackson Shelstad. He is Oregon's dynamic point guard who's already cemented himself for this program. Shelstad, a third-team All-Big Ten selection last year, averaged 13.7 points per game and dazzled with his clutch ability, his clutch shooting as well, like his game winner against Ohio State. He's a lightning, quick point guard with a knack for breaking down defenders and a 37.9% three-point stroke. Dana Altman has managed to form one of the best backcourts in the Big Ten next year with Simpkins and Shelstad, in my opinion. Shelstad's playmaking is going to be key, as he only averaged 2.7 assists per game, but if he can improve that, Simpkins' scoring punch is only more impactful. Shelstad can totally drive, draw the help, kick it out to Simpkins for a wide open three, or Simpkins can get the ball, drive to the basket, whatever the option might be. Simpkins can do it all. Or Simpkins attacking off the dribble with Shelstad lurking in the wing, ready to strike. These are complementary styles. These are complementary players not be given the credit it deserves this offseason. But that's why you listen to the show, right? Because we are a true Big Ten channel talking every single Big Ten team, evaluating every single Big Ten team. But truthfully, their pairing could unlock Dana Altman's fast-paced, guard-centric system. Shellstad thrives with the ball in his hands, orchestrating the offense and probing for gaps. Simpkins, meanwhile, can play off him, spotting up to or slashing to the rim. Then defenses overcommit. Both guards bring defensive tenacity as well. Simpkins with his 1.1 steals per game. Shellstad with his relentless energy on the defensive end. It's a duo that could stretch opponents thin, forcing tough choices, collapse on Shellstad's drive, or leave for Simpkins, who's open behind the arc, or stay home and let Shellstad carve you up. Either way, Altman's got options now, in addition to that backcourt. Stock the front court, because specifically Nate Biddle, Oregon's 7-foot center, after a stellar season where he averaged 13.7 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks. Biddle's future is a hot topic amongst Oregon fans. He's got NBA potential, but with an extra year of eligibility, I think I would project that he'll stay in Eugene for at least one more year, but he is also getting older. Maybe he just wants to move on, get to the pro game, wherever that is, whether it's in the NBA, Europe, wherever it might be. If he does, he's the anchor of Altman's needs inside. Biddle's a rare big man capable of protecting the rim, grabbing boards, and stepping out to hit threes at a 32.1% clip. His presence changes everything for Oregon. Give them a true interior force to complement their guard play. So what might Oregon's starting lineup look like with Simpkins and Biddle in the fold? I'm going to guess it. We'll see. And then still I might add more, but let's guess what it would be right now. At point guard, you got Jackson Shellstad. Don't think there's any question there. Your floor general, your clutch shot maker. At the 2, TK Simpkins. He slots in as a sharp shooting guard there, unless you get somebody better than him, which I don't think they're probably going to go for somebody better than him, but maybe they would. We'll see. You always try to out-recruit what you got. He's ready to punish defenses with his deep ball or attack off the bounce as well. For the wing spots, Altman, he could turn to a returning player like Kwame Evans Jr., a 6'9" forward who averaged 6.1 points and 4.6 rebounds per game. Evans brings length and versatility, and another year of development could see him thrive alongside the backcourt. The other forward Oregon might lean on is a transferred Devin Pryor, a 6'7" forward from Texas, who joined earlier this offseason. A bit of an unexpected ad, but if Altman likes him, I'm not going to argue with Altman. Pryor is a wild card, light on college stats, so far, but his size and athleticism could make him a fit in Altman's system. And at center, Nate Biddle holds it down. His lineups got balance, scoring from the guard, spacing from Biddle's outside touch, torching, being able to slash from Evans and hustle from Pryor. Defensively, it's stout. Nate Biddle's rim protection paired with Shellstad and Simpkins' quick hands could generate turnovers and fast break points as well. Altman loves to push the tempo, and this group could run teams off the floor. But don't forget, Altman isn't done yet. He will dip back into the portal for a TJ Bamba-like wing, a 6'6" slasher who can score and defend really well. Flexibility is the name of the game. Till then, Oregon fans should be excited about TK Simpkins' arrival. With Dana Altman at the helm, Jackson Shellstad running the show, and Nate Biddle hopefully back for one more year. Oregon's building something special. I wouldn't say it's a national championship contender, but I would say it's a very good roster at this point, and one I'm excited to watch. Simpkins scoring, shooting, off-ball play, fit like a glove. In Eugene, the Ducks fell just short of the Sweet 16 last year, but with this trio leading the charge next season, adding the players and the pieces around them, they could be in for a breakout season. The portal delivered again, and Oregon's basketball is ready to. That's all I got for you this episode. Remember to come back and join me every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We also have a football show live on those same days at 9 p.m. Join me and Jeff tonight over on the Big Ten Huddle football channel, so you can get the Big Ten Huddle every morning. Stay up to date on all the things in the Big Ten, both football and men's basketball. Thank you so much for listening. Really, really appreciate it. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.